Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Morgan and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. Before we even begin, I want to do something that should add a bit of an interesting dynamic to what we've got going on here. We have collected quite a few embers along the way, so why not use one now and just see what happens here. Now, it does not seem that the 50% health bonus that I perceived before seems to be the case here. They actually probably look more like 20%. This whole area seems quite a bit more colorful than I remember it being last time. The reason I'm doing the Ember is because I know there are a lot of NPC invasions that are going on in the area, but I also know that you cannot be invaded by players if you're not in Ember form, and I think for the sake of really experiencing this game for everything it has, we should... What killed all these guys? Okay, nothing did. What are they doing just on the ground? Okay, well that guy is dead. How the hell did he... Nothing killed him. How the hell did he end up there? Oh. Okay, so this is where he dropped down before. That corpse there must have been the one that came after us when this guy started screeching. Started hooting and hollering. So yeah, just in the interest of experiencing everything this game has to offer, I don't want to miss out on too many opportunities for player invasions as well as NPC invasions. Now, my coworker, who we went into this game together pretty much, he has actually already beaten the game as of recording this episode, which is the 20th of April, by the way. By the time this gets up, it might be May for all I know. So he's already beaten the game, which means I've fallen significantly behind. Heavens above! Yeah, deal with it. Altogether, this area does not seem too bad. I mean, these things seem horrifying at a glance, but they're not too difficult to fight. We're gonna have to pull these... Okay. Well, he pissed off a whole bunch of them at once. And here they fucking come. Holy shit. Okay. Well, we have our retreat point up here if it becomes necessary. And I have no ash. Yeah, make all the noise you want. It avails you nothing. Go on, if you want to fight, you get up here. Fight like a man. That one's got red eyes. I wonder what that means. You all can call this cheesing if you wish. But, hey, I'm a pyromancer. I use pyromancy. It's not my fault these things are too stupid to get up here on their own. And that hit me. I should have seen that coming. Alright, I mean, honestly, what on earth do you think you're accomplishing down there? Aside from being really, really loud and forcing me to turn on my headphones. Yeah, why don't you clump up together so I can hit you all at once? Yep, that figures. Well, with little in the way of Ash Estus available to me anymore, I'm gonna have to fight these things in melee at some point. So why not now? Dude, just stay still. Let me kill you. Alright, so... obnoxious as it was, horrible it was not. I am out of Ash Estus, which means I have to try... figure out how to reach this fool. Alright, fuck it, let's just knock you off. No? And just eat shit for all I care. Alright, there's an ember to replace the one we consumed. Alright, that's that, my friends. Now, I will be posting a separate update video. It'll probably reach YouTube long before this video even goes live. But to clarify my circumstances as far as live streaming and how on earth do we get down there. It's to clarify my circumstances regarding live streaming and a little, not even really a side project that I'm going to be doing. Just sort of an extra thing going on that I want you all to hopefully take part in if you are even remotely interested. Okay, getting down there is going to be a bit fussy. But yeah, if you are interested, I will link to that video if it is available sooner than this, which it most likely shall be. But apart from that... Oh, lots of dogs. Fuck me, then. Yeah, I should have seen that coming. God damn it. Pardon me, I've been doing a bit of been nipping a bit of the hooch tonight. So my reflexes are not on point. Which means I need to go through all this shit again. Fuck me in a half shell. I don't know how that euphemism made sense, but I said it and I stand by it. I'm gonna try that again. I'll reinstate the Ember once we've reached the point that we reached. I don't see any point to doing it before then because we've proven that there are no invasions prior to that point. God bless. Okay, well, no, this has been going terribly well, but it is what it is. I don't know, in the first game, doing a lunging attack before falling off a ledge basically turned it into a plunging attack with an extra hitbox. I get the feeling that they have actually made sure that that is not possible in this case. Because doing a single plunging attack without the lunge attack predecessor seems to be just as effective. Come on then, gonna be such hot shit. Yeah, that's right, eat it. Go on, call your dogs. No, not pyromancy. What is that shit? I want you to screech and call the fucker down here so I don't have to deal with him later. So these guys basically act like the Lantern Hollows on the high wall did. Just calling on the idle Hollows to be much more aggressive. Whatever these ravenish beings are in literal definition, I do not know. I mean, so far this level has not seemed huge to an extent. I doubt Mildred, yeah, that lady does not respawn. We died to the dogs down there, so we're gonna have to be more careful in that regard. Yeah, that was kind of a stupid idea. I was out of stamina. Ho Chi Minh! Right then. What do you think you're doing? I'm being a little careless, but it is what it is. Should take care of these guys before too long. He summoned him, but not the rest. Okay, I would really like to take out the caster fool, but whatever. If we're getting the minions one at a time, it is acceptable. I mean, they hit pretty hard, but they don't stand up to much punishment. So really dealing with them. Heavens above. not too rough. Oh my goodness, unless they have the long sights. Even then, though, you know, they aren't hitting as hard as I thought they did. So we could just progress on through to what looks like a further base of a wall going on through yonder gate. If you would just get on my way, kind of. Ooh, what on earth is that? Create a hollow weapon. Hollow weapons are said to peer into the essence of its wielder, whose luck boosts attack. Okay. That's peculiar. So, since when are hollows considered lucky? And that's pretty cut and dry. Obviously, just that makes sure whatever weapon you have scales with luck. Which, in effect, you know, based on how I imagine most people play, basically turns it into a mundane weapon as defined by Dark Souls 2. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to hop down, roll and collect that, and run up here. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Retreat. Oh, lucky that fall didn't kill me. What on earth are you doing? Where's your weapon? Oh my goodness, that was disastrous in almost every conceivable way. Pardon me, I need a drink. Oh goodness. Well, there's another dog down there, but there are more items, so adventure awaits. Fuck you. Oh my goodness! This thing's like pregnant or something. No wonder it killed me last time. It is just a madman. What is that? What kind of status modifier is that? That's just poison? I think it is, okay. God, I wish I didn't have to change the icons between games. Ooh, my oath, what is that? Boost miracles. Malformed ring given to Knights of Karim. Morn served the goddess Ketha, and later became an apostle of the Archbishop. They labored together to provide comfort to the suffering. Never known Karim for providing comfort, but so be it. Ah ha 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 ha. Well, we found the Braille Tome due to the failed Firekeeper. Which means we might get some valuable miracles from her, but being that miracles are not really our forte, I would rather have found the Pyromancy Tome. Now, I like that they gave a physical object that allows you to expand so many shopkeepers' inventories. But the fact that, it's not randomly defined where you find them, but you have no idea where to find them, and you have no, obvious way of expanding a merchant's inventory. Makes it a bit frustrating if you just happen to find all the objects for inventories that really avail you nothing. Now, who are these fucking assholes here? That guy has a knight set, and that guy has a somewhat clunkier looking set. It looks like a bit like the Tin Woodsman. That's the first time we've ever encountered two NPCs at once. Actually, that's really not true, but it is the first time we've encountered two NPCs of consequence at once, or at least it would seem so. These two seem fairly independent of each other. Okay, maybe not. Jesus Christ, it's like they got a fucking 12-year-old to do this for like a 12-pack of Natty Ice or something. They just said, do this, just grunt into a microphone from across the telephone. Well, we've got a new Covenant item at any rate. So where the fuck is it? Pledge oneself to the Blue Sentinels Covenant, or the Way of Blue Covenant. The Way of Blue is the one we got from that old lady before Vort. Blue Sentinels, I'm assuming these two covenants are basically equivalent to their iterations in Dark Souls 2. So the Way of Blue is if you want to be protected. You know, if you pledge yourself to this covenant, you are protected by the Blue Sentinels, who will join in co-op if you get invaded. But if you are a Blue Sentinel itself, you are the one who shows up when a Way of Blue Covenanter gets invaded. When a member of the Way of Blue is threatened by a Dark Spirit, the Blue Sentinels, in compliance with an ancient accord, assume the form of Blue Spirits and help root out the invader. Summoning takes place automatically while this is equipped. How on earth do you even equip it? Okay, so you're completely useless, your armor is not familiar, and I have no idea who the hell you are. But I can apparently get you all to headbang very slowly. I'm sure there is a death metal song of a very deliberate pace that this will actually sync up to. But that is not my concern here and now. You have a Stora's Sword. You have the Elite Knight set, not just a Knight set.
Oh, hello. How do you do?
And you are female.
I am Anri of Astora, unkindled like you.
That makes us two of a kind.
This is Horace, a friend and travelling companion. Are you too in search of the Lords of Cinder?
Perhaps.
We are well along the road of sacrifices. Below us is the Crucifixion Woods. Beyond the flooded woods lies Farron Keep, home of the Undead Legion. Further yet is the Cathedral of the Deep. We seek the cathedral, home of the grim Aldrich. We may go our separate ways now, but we are both seekers of lords. The next time we cross paths, one may find the other in a time of need. May the flames guide your way.
So, what? We have to fight Farron's Undead Legion before we even reach Aldrich of the Deep? That would be very unusual. Normally the lords are fairly independent of each other. So if we have to fight one before fighting another, that would make this whole ordeal much more quick than I would have assumed it would be.
Oh yes, Horace. He's not very talkative.
I've noticed.
But don't think ill of him. He's an upstanding, kind-hearted knight, a fine partner for this grueling journey. Without his help, I would have cursed this onerous duty long ago.
Onerous? What a fantastic adjective.
We are well along the road of sacrifices. Beyond the flooded woods, we may go our separate. We are well beyond.
Okay, so you got nothing more for me. Altogether, NPCs seem to have a lot less dialogue in this game than they do in most. Alright, we lost our ember last time, but I will take a dare and consume one now. To make sure we don't miss on any interesting NPC invasions or, you know, entertaining PC invasions. Excuse me. This looks quite a bit like the Darkroot Garden. Or, you know, the Forest of Ulasil, as it were. Oh, hello there. Oi, you with the logs. Who do you think you are? Not half as tough as the enemies I encountered on the way here. Okay, until you do that. Whatever, I'll deal with it. It's very Darkroot Gardenish. A bit more water, a lot more hollows. And noises that sound quite a bit, like something out of John Carpenter's The Thing. Which, incidentally, those of you looking for another Dark Souls related channel, I do recommend Bitter Bits, who recently identified that the Bed of Chaos boss fight from the first game actually uses sound samples from John Carpenter's A Thing, which quite peculiarly actually made me appreciate the boss fight even more. Oh, heavens above! I do not appreciate this anymore, though. Good Lord, help me. Oh my gosh! Be back. Man. Oh god, help me! Oh my god, I'm wasting these embers. Oh, pardon me, I just swallowed an ice cube. Right, well, if I die again, I'm not using another one of these. Them folks have disappeared. That's a bit of a shame. Because I've already forgotten their names. One of them was named Horace, I think. I think the other one was named Arya. Not Arya as in Arya Stark. More as in the, oh, dude, that did way, oh goodness. Did way more damage than it should have. Yeah, deal with it. Fucking corrosive, oh goodness gracious, help me. You stay back. Oh, you're more frightening in appearance than in purpose. So what do we got going on here? Ooh, mud crabs. Better beware of their claws. Now, one of the Souls community members that I follow with the most consideration. Oh god. Okay, so those just deal poison damage now instead of corrosive acid. You have no poise, my friend. I am not afraid of you anymore. One of the people that of the Souls community I follow most closely would be Marcus of the Epic Name Bro channel. And based on what I've heard, when he reached pretty much the end of this pathway, a lot of his criticisms of the game just pretty much up and disappeared. And that is a Black Knight, I can tell already. I've not watched any of his stuff, but it sounds to me like he shares a lot of the same criticisms as far as like fan service and lore discrepancies go. So if that's what he's talking about when a lot of his concerns were pretty much handily dealt with, then I trust that it shall probably do the same for me. But I have not watched any of his videos because there's a solid chance of him finding something that I did not, ends up spoiling things for me. So this is a standard Black Knight Greatsword Black Knight. And he has a lot of poise, so I don't want to fuck around with him. Oh, good gracious. Backstab the fool. Oh my god, I thought I dodged in time. Well, this thing's more dangerous than was in previous encounters. Alright. I do apologize if I'm showing up and probably causing a lot more clipping on the microphone. I'm trying to adjust its position to reduce the amount of like echo effect that's going on. Until I really sort out the acoustics of this office that I now operate in. This is gonna be, you know, a pretty unpleasant setup. Heavens above. Stay back, vile fiend. Like, the only way I can reduce the echo right now is to keep the microphone uncomfortably close to my face. Of course, that comes with a caveat that the levels are really unbalanced as a result. So I'm assuming that fire does not do much against Black Knights because they're already treated by the flame. Oh God, help me. Really? Oh, Jesus Christ above. You know, I guess playing this game after a handful of whiskeys and a half case of beer is probably not the wisest plan, but good lord, am I really sucking the ball tonight. Now I'm just taking damage for no reason. What do you got? Okay, well, at least you reimburse my embers. So I guess if I have to farm for embers, I know where to find them. Let's preempt this fool with a fireball. Stay back, vile fiend. Oh, good lord above. No! Why do you scream so much? Okay, well, there's this door here. Obviously, we have to get to it through another direction. But for now, let's see. I mean, the move side of this Black Knight is obviously not that much different than his iteration in the first Dark Souls. It's just quite a bit faster. So that's my greatest concern right now. I also don't know if they respawn. So if they do, then that's going to make this quite a bit more annoying. And I got a backstab, so makes things a bit easier. Ow. Oh, no, you don't. He didn't drop anything. If he drops something significant, then I would be much more reassured that he is not going to respawn, but he probably is. Sellsword. Ooh. Tell me more. Is this from Pharosa, then? Metal armor interwoven with coarse cloth, able to endure the hardships of battle and prolonged travel. It is like considering the build, striking a fine balance between absorption and substance. So tell me, how's it compared to this? Significantly lighter for not significantly less defense. I don't really see anything identifying it as equivalent to other armors, except perhaps the Pharosa armor that Vengarl of the first game wore. But even then, his was much more canine in appearance. But I think I'm gonna wear it. It's quite neat looking. And its defenses are significant, all things considered. Especially considering it puts me at a lot lower equipment burden. I think it's a better helmet overall. Now this mirror stuff weighs less. It's better versus physical in general. I can dig this get up. Let's see what else we got going on here. Well, there's the Xanthus set. That's pretty cut and dry. Now we got the Twin Blades. Not the Twin Blade as in the double-edged sword. Paired scimitars used by certain cell swords. The scimitars and slashing blades make for effective slashing against... fare poorly against metal armor and tough skill covered hides. Okay, so... this is a lot like the Legion scimitars in the... or perhaps not. Okay. The Legion scimitars had a really ridiculous spin attack in the network test. Which, for the record, I never played. I only watched. Which spoiled me on a bit of things, but apparently not enough for me to really gain an edge over... what the fucking fuck? Apparently not enough for me to really gain an edge over what's really going on here. Enable Chevy Harp and Poison Infusion. I said Chevy and Harp, didn't I? I do apologize for that. Well, fuck it, let's read the lore on that. So this is something we need to upgrade weapons with. Use to forge the great swords of the undead legion of Farron. Give to the blacksmith and the shrine to allow the infusion the use of gems for heavy, sharp, and poison infusion. So I did not know he could infuse them by default. So if we want other types of infusion, does that mean we need to provide him alternative? What do you even call that? You did not call that an ember. Called it a coal. Okay, well, got that. So at any rate, we never need to deal with that Black Knight again. Got a bit of rotted pine resin. Okay, so we have to deal with the dudes with the long pointy logs, and that is a giant mud crab over there, isn't it? Assuming these crabs really don't have much to offer us. Now let's just treat it like a boss anytime I saw it in like trailers and stuff. So, okay, it seems to have a lot of poise. Heavens above! I just stand there and take it like a bitch. Really? I don't know what that means, and I don't trust what you're planning. You gonna pop out of the ground where you were? Or do you just like disappear? Or do you go back to where you started? There's another one over there if it's not the same one. Oh goodness. You're slowed down a lot here. I do see a shine effect that implies we do get... Ooh! That's exactly what I need. Learn hide pyromancy of the Great Swamp. And we got the Conjurer set or something. Conjurator. Conjurators were the predecessors of pyromancers and spent their lives roaming the lands. No wonder their attire was designed to protect them from fire, poison, and other threats of nature. Now, to the best of my knowledge, pyromancy was basically the art of fire invocation following the Witch of Izalith's attempt to link the fire and the creation of chaos demons. So perhaps that it is possible. Oh goodness gracious! It is possible that fire... Oh my god! There is some... Whoa, no, I'm out of here. It is possible that fire conjuration before that was treated as more of a sorcery rather than a pyromancy, as in its own separate skill, the very different form of catalyst. Alright, this is gonna be rough. All in all, for all of FromSoft's efforts to try and make... Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my god, are you kidding me? No! Not allowed! All of From Software's efforts to try and make... to make players more... accepting towards... any form that puts them in... invasion proximity, I guess. They really sort of screwed the pooch here, in my opinion, because being an Ember form does not give you enough of an advantage to be worthwhile. Come on, keep coming. I don't want to fight you with the other guy. It's more of an advantage. I'm sorry I'm cheesing this guy, but I mean he's not cooperating with me, so I'm not chasing him down in this goddamn swamp. Oh, good gracious. Yeah, deal with it. I don't know what the hell you got. Ooh. Okay, this is a sword I think my my coworker was using. Exile Greatsword. Bloodstained Greatsword wielded by one of the watchdogs of Farron, who preside over the slumber of fallen warriors. This blade is a reminder of the exile's past misdeeds. Slicing the foes with large spinning motion and continuous spinning to transition into a strong attack. Let's give this a shot. This looks... I mean, this doesn't look like any particular weapon from the previous games. Alright, so that's a basic attack. So it's interesting that a lot of the special focus attacks rely on non-focus follow-ups. So for example, that it begins with a focus attack, an L2 attack, then follows up with an R2 or right trigger attack. That's a bit unusual, but without focus, I wasn't able to really determine if they actually consumed any more focus with a follow-up. So if it did not, then I think it's worth it. So once again, poise does not really seem like a significant effect. You know, Dark Souls 2 suffered from the same plight. And I personally think that's a great weakness of this game. As much as people try to argue that poise should not be a mechanic, I think especially in PvE, without poise, enemies are ridiculously easy to defeat. You know, I mean, think about that guy. He had so much armor going on. He looked like such a heavy roller, and yet I pretty much just stun-locked him into death. So I think that's a great weakness of this game. They really should have made poise more substantial. Okay, great club, a wood club fashioned from the branch of a giant tree, requires considerable strength to wield. Okay, so this is just a heavier version of the large club. Not really anything too exciting. We're past all the raven assholes. There's a decent bit of loot to find around her. Although, again, to that, I apparently need to get up there. Which I'm gonna look ahead just briefly and see if there's a bonfire, which makes this altogether a bit more accessible. Oh ho 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 ho! Look at that. Well, this is exciting. Got some home bones. I see a bonfire just down yonder. Okay, so this is where... This is just past where the Black Knight was. No real point to that. That's a bonfire. So be it then. We're gonna rest here, and then we're gonna go back and try... Okay, well, we'll checkpoint there. We won't rest, because I don't want to respawn anything. I've not seen a definitive determination whether or not activating a bonfire counts as a checkpoint. In the first game it did not, in the second game it did. But hopefully, at least as long as we've got it activated, we can warp there. I don't know if that giant crab has anything too useful for us. I kind of just want to keep going and explore this area, so I don't really want to fuck with him too much. Check out this armor. The Fallen Knight. It's just a bit more standard physical, but a lot less of other defenses. Drab, tattered cloth conceals tough black metal, which provides dependable protection from fire. It's just possible to make out the majestic gold engravings on its surface. Doesn't look too familiar. This might be an armor set from Dark Souls 2. But I am not intimately familiar with it. Let's go ahead and keep exploring. There's one giant crab. All the rest of these insignificant crabs have not so far proven a threat. Trying to take them down, we might attract something else much more dangerous. Alright. Nothing too bad so far. There's something going, and I hear a crystal lizard. Oh, look at you, you motherfucker. No, you don't. Scream all you want. And the sorcerer set. My goodness, we are finding a lot of armor around here. Attire of a sorcerer from the Vindheim Dragon School. Long ash-colored robes. Underneath is a deep blue sorcerer's coat. Conventional uniform of the academy. So Vindheim Dragon Academy still exists, it seems. And the Sage's Ring. What does this do? Boost sorceries, I imagine. Shorten spell casting time. Ring given to Farron's Undead Legion by one of the Preacher Twins, known more commonly as the Crystal Sages. Sorcerers of Farron's Abyss Watchers were known to be lonesome warriors who would only rely on more pragmatic spells. Here's what it is. That sounds very Artorias-like, in my opinion. Rely on what results you can see with your naked eyes. You seem like quite a dreadful fellow. Therefore we shall purge you with holy flame. Oh, heavens above. You're a nasty looking, Shakan Forever Man looking fellow. And there's the lizard. So die. Give me your crystal gems. I did not want to use that. God damn it. So I'm assuming this just crystallizes your weapons. Crystal weapons inflict magic damage and scale effectively with intelligence. Okay, so that creates a magic weapon effectively. I'd assume that the crystal weapons functioned more like they did in the first game. But if they don't, then so be it. It's basically equivalent to a magic weapon. There are a lot of enemies here. Oh, good lord above. Oh, God help me. What the fuck was that madness? I just... Ladies and gentlemen, Fahrenkeep, is that the name of this place? Alright, I do apologize for that abrupt death, but that was not my fault. For fuck's sake, I was standing on a solid ledge. Why did I slip off and land on some fool's head? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Remember to follow me on Twitch, subscribe to my Twitch Archive YouTube channel here on YouTube. Both linked in the description below. And I'll see you all next time. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.